This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fart. We keeping the foot on the what? The eggs. We keeping the foot on the what? The eggs. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes, dog. Let's talk about it, man. Shawn Porter getting robbed by Terence Crawford, the Chihuahua walking behind the damn fence. How do you think Shawn Porter is worth $1 million? It's the things that make you say, It's the things that make you say, Shawn Porter fought the likes of Earl the True Spence. Shawn Porter fought Danny fucking Garcia. Shawn Porter fought Keith Thurman. Shawn Porter basically fought a lot of upper echelon of the welterweight division. He fought Kell Brook. At this stage of this man's career, and he's on the back end of his career, let me say it again, he's on the back end of his career, Shawn Constipated Porter deserves more than $1 million. And when you see the Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence does that, it's because Terence Crawford don't want the free smoke. Terence Crawford knows that when, supposed boxing pundits tell you that triangle theories in boxing don't work, it tells you they don't know flying fuck about boxing. Boxing triangle theories actually do work. It all just depends on the situation. It all depends on the dichotomy, and it all depends on the circumstance. Let me say it again. It all depends on the situation. It all depends on the dichotomy, and it all depends on the circumstance. What is the situation? Shawn Porter gives everybody an ugly fight. What is the dichotomy? Shawn Porter gives everybody an ugly fight. And what is the circumstance? Shawn Porter gives everybody an ugly fight. So the triangle theory works with a Shawn Porter. It also works with a Kell fucking Brook that's on his Kell Brook shit. But in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true telefashion, it's as simple as this. Terence Crawford knows he's going to get exposed by Shawn Porter. Especially if Shawn Porter gives you 50% of what he was in the Spence fight. He's not going to be that version of what he was in Spence, because Spence took a chunk out of his ass, man. This is the thing. When you go 12 rounds with Earl the True Spence, you're not the same fighter no more. Let me say it again. When you go 12 rounds with Earl the True Spence, you're not the same fighter no more. So Spence took a chunk out of this motherfucker. The question is going to be, in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true telefashion, is what type of Shawn Porter is going to show up. And if 50% of the Shawn Porter that showed up against Earl the True Spence shows up, Terence Crawford, the whole fight is going to be a Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. Basically, he's going to be barking, and there's not going to be no fucking biting. Let me say it again. He's going to be barking, and there's not going to be no fucking biting. Because when we look at Terence Crawford, he's smoke and fucking mirrors, man. Bob Arum is a smoke and mirrors promoter. Bob Arum is behind this because he's preserving Terence Crawford by lowballing Shawn Porter. Let me say it again. Bob Arum is behind this because he's lowballing Shawn Porter to protect Terence Crawford. But Terence Crawford's also behind it because Terence Crawford, he don't want no free smoke or upper echelon of the welterweight division. So this is a twofold ducking, because they know that when it comes to the triangle theory with Shawn Porter, he gonna make that shit ugly. And we know Terence Crawford loves to do the hit me, I'ma hit you back. Hit me, I'ma hit you back. Hit me, I'ma hit you back. You know, that flawed DNA fighter style of hit me, I'ma hit you back. You can't do that bullshit and fuck shit with a guy that's an aggression style fighter. Because when you put pressure on somebody, pressure does what? It bursts his pipes. That's what Shawn Porter does. He puts pressure on your ass. Even though it's ineffective pressure and ineffective aggression, it's pressure nevertheless. So this is why the likes of a Terence Crawford does not want to step into the ring with the Shawn Porter, because he knows he's going to get exposed, and he knows that Spence is already straddling the fence of not wanting to fight the fucking, of not wanting to have this fight. And when I say straddle the fence, I'm not talking about fence straddleization. I'm talking about Spence don't even feel this motherfucker is worthy of fighting him. Because you can use the straddling of the fence terminology for when it makes sense. It's not fence straddleization. This is straddling the fence, meaning my mind is already like, I don't want to fight this motherfucker. He ain't on my level. But if he turn around and fight Shawn Porter and get exposed, then Earl the True Spence, I'm really not going to fight this motherfucker. Terence Crawford knows this. And this is why Terence Crawford's not trying to fight Shawn Porter. But guess who else also knows this shit too? Bob fucking Arum. And Bob Arum is preserving Terence Crawford for the slaughterhouse. Let me say it again. Bob Arum is preserving Terence Bud Crawford for the slaughterhouse because he knows that Terence Bud Crawford, the Chihuahua, walking behind the damn fence, is going to get exposed. He's going to get bulldozed. He's going to get steamrolled. He's going to get demolished. He's going to get punished and stopped by Mr. Tactical Aggression, technical punching placement, body snatching work, the levying onslaught, the punishment style artist. But he wants it to be in a high payday. He wants it to be basically in a, this is the end of your run payday. He doesn't want it to be in a situation where Terence Bud Crawford is getting exposed so that way it threatens him from Earl the True Spence fight. That's the cold-hearted, that's the unadulterated, and that's the cutthroat true teller fashion. So recap, Bob Arum is preserving Terence Bud Crawford and forcefully lowballing Shawn Porter so that the Chihuahua walking behind the damn fist can duck Shawn Porter. But it's also Terence Bud Crawford that does not want free smoke with the upper echelon of the welterweight division. That's the cold-hearted, that's the unadulterated, and that's the cutthroat true teller fashion. This is He Knows the Sport.